All right, good morning. I think we finally got in here. Sorry, we're a little late. Facebook decided it didn't want to let me talk to it this morning. I think we're recovered. Thank you. All right, so this is day 4, just another one of the learning to thrive in chaos. Just another little bit of chaos thrown at us so that we can apply all of our skills and show you that this stuff really does work, because we have to do it too. So I could have gone into a fit and got all upset or whatever, but instead I just carefully walked through the steps and got it all done, and here we are again. Yay! And I'm not even feeling overly stressed about it. So I'm very happy to be here with you this morning and not have this going off the rails on us. So this is day 4, Thriving in Chaos. I'm Linda Easthouse, and I'm with Cheryl Hanna, my co-coach here. We, as people like to say, we're partners in crime. The only crime we have is changing people's lives.
Well, the only crime we'll admit to.
Maybe, yes. And of course, there is the crime of using what some people call magic, we call energy medicine and energy balance, to get us through things that would otherwise throw us for loops. And we teach you how to do that, and we help many people do that. So day 4, we want to do a quick review here, and then we want to walk you through how you can work with us, what it looks like to work with us, and what's the benefit of working with us. Because we really think that if you've seen value in what you've seen in these last 3 days, if it's helped you in some way, if you recognize where your issues are and you can see we've been through some of that stuff, we would love to help you. We see so many women out there. We talk to so many women out there who are walking through exactly the same thing. And yet they feel all alone. They feel like nobody else is facing this, that there's no help for them. They don't know what to do, and they feel stuck and burnt out. And we can tell you there is hope, there is help, there is change to be had. And we're here to walk you through that and get you across the river of all those things that stop you from getting down the path that you want to go down. For this whole week, we've been talking about how your system is like a computer system. Your programming can change. Your subconscious sabotage can be brought to light and removed. Your resilience and balance can bring strength and allow you to thrive in whatever faces you. The Reclaim Your Life coaching program is not your typical coaching program. You've seen we are not your typical coaches, because we blend the energy medicine work with the coaching. So you get your results so much faster and so much easier because you're changing from the inside out. I look at it like you can be a butterfly. Well, you start out as a worm or a caterpillar or some kind of a little crawly bug, which is about how most of us feel about ourselves many days, or at least used to before we learned all this stuff. Not anymore, but we used to feel that way. And then we go into this metamorphosis. In this case, it's going to take you 6 months. It took us a little longer because we didn't know all this stuff back then, but we do now. And we're glad to share it so you don't have to take as long as we did. And then you come out of the cocoon as this beautiful butterfly that learns to fly. And it's wonderful. The other option, and the way I see most coaching programs that don't use the energy medicine process, because that's where the magic comes in there, is kind of like a sculpture with a big chunk of marble. So you are the chunk of marble, and there is a sculptor called your coach who's chipping away pieces. Now I can imagine, and I have felt like it myself, that's why I have this analogy, because that's how I felt. Being smashed with the hammer of the coach, forcing all these bits and pieces out of you and off of you, is not always a comfortable process. It's not always an easy process, and there's a lot of conscious pain in the process. And so we want to take that and help you not have to go through a bunch of that. Some of the coaching will need to happen, absolutely, but we want to do it in such a way that you don't feel like you're being hammered to death. And by bringing the two sides together, the energy medicine and the coaching, we allow you to go through the butterfly process instead of being smashed into shape by a sculptor's hammer and chisel. So that's kind of how we see our program being different. We want the same metamorphosis without all the pain. And you will, I mean, there is lots of hard work, that's for sure. But thriving in chaos is just the beginning. In this class, we've looked at how your biofield, your aura, your energy system holds and stores and then can be used to sabotage your best efforts. your controlling of your emotions and behavior gets sabotaged by what's stuck in your biofield there. So Cheryl, catch us up on what the biofield is for those who don't remember day one.
Okay, your biofield is actually the electromagnetic field that surrounds your body, and the way it's created is through all the actual electricity that your body creates. So for instance, I have an iPad here, and many of you have tablets or smartphones, and one of the reasons that it works is because, like, if you were to put on a rubber glove, electricity doesn't go through rubber. So if you try to do this with your finger inside of a glove, it won't work. The reason your tablet works is because the electricity in your body that allows you to do things. So I can go on here and I can fiddle with things and I can make stuff happen just through the power of the electricity of my body. Now that biofield also is where we store a lot of the information that tells our bodies how to function properly. It contains information, so it's not just electricity, it's also information that tells the cells how to function, how to offload toxins out of the system, how to interrelate with all the other systems of the body. And when you have short circuits or blockages of information in that system, you also will have dysfunction and you will have stored stress that you can't release. So the energy medicine part of our coaching program helps to release and restore the information flow that's needed, drop the stress out of your system, and allow you to function much better. So this program is really one of the things that distinguishes us from other coaching programs, is because it's so holistic in nature. You're not just dealing with the mindset, you're also dealing with how your body functions. And at the end of it, if you follow this program and you actually do the work, you're not only going to think better, you're going to feel better about how you are inside, but physically you're going to feel well. So one of the,
sorry, day two, we talked about how those things all go. So tell us about what we did in day two there.
Day two, how those things all go.
Right on your list. Just carry on.
Okay. Well, on day two, we talked about programming that you catch as a child. So when you're a child, you come into a family and there's certain values that are lived out in that family that you learn because that's your environment that you're growing up in. Unfortunately, all of us who've been parents know that when a child arrives, you don't arrive with a manual that tells you exactly what to do to get the best result. So your parents are actually growing up alongside of you and figuring it out as they raise you. And a lot of times they can do the wrong thing for the right reason and you still suffer from it. Or you might be in an environment where you have really dysfunctional parents and they just aren't capable of giving you what you need. So all of that goes into your system and it gets in the way of you being allowed to function properly, think clearly, create the right outcomes in your life. So what we do is we go in and we find the malware, which is the manipulation that allows others to benefit and live off of you, like you're a cow to be milked for their benefit. We help you identify the viruses, which are the beliefs and programs that you catch and then begin to replicate out into the rest of your life and how you interact with other people. And our coaching program is like having an antivirus software program installed. We help you identify the malware and the viruses and then boot them out of your system. We also provide a backup restore for your life. So not only are you getting rid of the garbage out of the system, we're also replacing it with better habits of thinking and better habits of being that help you eliminate, restore, and clean your programming so you can function better.
Exactly. And it's a very freeing and it's a deeply meaningful program to every person who's been through it, because it allows you to look at your life in a way you've never seen it before. It allows you to change the story you tell yourself about what your life was and who did what to who. And it allows you to really examine yourself from a different perspective. And it allows you to look from the outside in and observe what you want to change instead of being stuck in the middle of the moment. And that ability to take the charge off of something just changes how you can change and what story you tell to yourself and about yourself. And so we really encourage you to think about what aspects of your life do you want to rewrite the script on. You can't change what happened, but you can reframe how you react to that, and you can take the charge off of it so it no longer becomes you reliving the same story in different scenarios. And that's the real key here, is that you get to choose which parts of your life you continue living and which parts of your life you are able to take the charge of, put in the photo album, close the book, and leave it there. It happened, but it no longer triggers you into rerunning that loop or that tape again. Mm-hmm. So this is a 6-month intensive work on yourself program that changes you from the inside out. In Reclaim Your Life Mastery Coaching, we help you uncover the roots of your unhappiness and frustration. We're not going to focus on the symptoms. Your symptoms will continue to show up over and over until you heal the core cause of the issue. Now, if you remember back, I told you the story about my grades. Well, the core cause was the programming that was built into me as a child, but that continued to show up even as an adult whenever a scenario showed up that it applied to. And so the same programming as a child that consciously I knew was ridiculous. I knew it was silly. I knew there was no reason to blow up my life over that. Mm-hmm. But the program was running full speed ahead, and it happened to me even though I didn't want to be that way. And that's what we mean by you need to deal with the core cause to prevent it from replaying over and over in different scenarios. So transforming your mind and emotions will allow you to maximize the results in your life. You will transform your life forever by changing the relationship to yourself, mastering your mind chatter, and practicing emotional mastery. And one of the really key things is we give you the tools to do it with. So although you spend 6 months working with us, and we hope you'll stay and do our alumni program and carry on with other things in your life too, because we love to help people be their absolute best. Mm-hmm. But we give you the tools that you can use for the rest of your life. So you won't ever have to go back to, I don't know what to do about this, because you will have tools to do it with. Right. And we give you the processes and help you practice them until you feel comfortable with them, so that when something else comes up in your life that's unrelated to what we're doing, or 3 years from now, something in your environment blows up, instead of you going down that rabbit hole, you have the tools to go, okay, here's how I'm going to deal with this. I can thrive through this. I can maintain my balance. I know how to do this. I'm not going to get sucked into that drama. And learning these tools is so key to managing the rest of your life.
Absolutely. So over the 6 months, you're going to have a weekly live coaching session with Linda and I. You also have the choice of an energy balance time. So we have 2 times available that you can get involved in. We also have a weekly bonus teaching session that lays out some really basic stuff that's related to what we're going to work on for each week, and reinforces what you're going to be doing. There's access to the coaching team daily in our forums and discussion rooms, and you can also access through private messaging. There's a concierge that's available as well, who's going to help you with any questions and concerns, and refer you to us if need be. You'll also, here's one of the things that I think is really key, is you're going to be part of a community of women who are doing on the same journey. And that community spirit is really one of the things that helps to encourage you to push forward. Like when you're doing something as a team, it's a lot easier to share what's going on with you, and to find out that you're not the only one that feels that way. Other people experience this stuff too. And we all lift each other's boats when we do that. In practical terms, over 6 months, we're going to help you bring your mind and emotions back into harmony, so that the positive change is going to be smoother and permanent, and it'll maximize the results in your life. And like Linda said, it'll carry over into other areas of life. And people are responders. When you do better and you interact better with other people around you, it also helps them react better. So it has a ripple effect out into your family, out into your workplace, out into your social circle and your circles of influence.
And one of the things we haven't really talked about at all over these 3 days, but it just, what Cheryl was saying just reminded me of it, is that in our program, there isn't a set finish point. It's not like everybody gets to this point. Everybody has to be this or do this or be a particular way. What we want to do is work with you and find out, what do you want? Where are you going? What do you need in your life? What are your goals and values? And there isn't a set list of goals and values that we think you should have.
Right.
Everybody has their own path and their own journey, and we want to help you walk your path. Now, we have our own paths. We both had different kinds of dysfunction. We both ended up in similar places from different kinds of dysfunction. And these programs allowed us to become very clear and clean and focused on where we're going. And even though we work together, we do similar things, we have really different styles and approaches. Of course, they complement each other, which is why we love to work together. Yeah. But it's not like this program is going to turn everybody into little clones that do the same thing. Right. And I know I've worked in a lot of coaching programs myself. I mean, I've been part of coaching programs myself where I was the coachee, right? And in most of them, it's like, well, here's a set program and everybody does these things and everybody's going to become this and everybody's going to be able to do that. Well, you know, if you're talking to business, that's great. Everybody needs business systems. I agree with you. If you're talking about a sports program, absolutely, that's the point of it. When you're talking about life, it's different. Everybody needs to be themselves. You need to figure out what your goals and values are, and we'll support you getting to those no matter what they are. Yeah. So, and one of the things that we do is we follow what we call the 10 keys to successful transformation. And we actually have a little workshop on that we're going to give to you for free when you buy the program. When you sign up with us, you'll get the 10 keys. And it covers the 10 core things that you have to accomplish in order to reach the transformation that you want. And in that workshop, we're going to tell you what it is that you need to know and have and do in order to be successful. And of course, we have designed our program to ensure you get all 10 of those, because so many programs have 6 or 8 or maybe even 9 of them, but people fail because there really are 10 that have to be in place. There are more that are wonderful that could be added that will bring extra bonuses and benefits to you. But if you don't have all 10 of these, you're not going to get what you think you're getting. And so we really want people to be aware that we're going to work on multiple areas all at the same time, but we're going to keep coming back to, are we hitting all 10 things that you require to transform? And we tell you that right up front so that you know where you are. And if you think you're not hitting one of those, you let us know and we'll work on it, because we want to ensure that you get everything you need. And it's even though it's a group program, it's very individualized. It's very personal. You have lots of access to both of us, plus Rachel, our concierge. You'll love her. You've probably already met her in the Reclaim Your Life Coaching group page on Facebook. If not, get in there and say hello. She would love to chat with you. That's what she does. She's great at that. But we'll also include the 4 whole body tune-up classes to help you with any physical concerns. Because as you might have seen from Cheryl and I, when you have all this stuff going on in your life, all this trauma, all this malware, all these viruses, your body pays a toll for that. You pay a price physically for it, for all that stress, for all that cortisol, for all that mess that you're in. And we don't spend a huge amount of time on that in the coaching program. So we give you this whole body tune-up course that you can do on your own time. It's a recorded course that I did specifically to help people with that aspect of it. And it'll just help you with some energy medicine related to liver, heart, brain, and lungs, which, by the way, is anger, love, thinking, and grief, the 4 key emotions, and the organs that go with that. And so there'll be some energy medicine around it. There's some foods to eat, some foods to avoid, some things to do to help you clean and keep those organs running properly to deal with them. I think you'll really enjoy that. It'll help you lay out some things that you need. And when you sign up today, you get access to that to do too.
So as a background to each month, you're going to work through the 5 pillars that are laid out in Linda's book. And guess what? You get the book as a bonus, a part of the program. So every day you're going to read a couple of paragraphs and you're going to do the energy exercises. You're also going to look at how food nourishes you and do 20 minutes of easy exercise, as well as remove chemicals that interfere with your health and vitality. This creates the foundational structure on which you can build healthy emotional, mental, and energetic skills to make choices that are based on your values, your ethics, your schedule, and that satisfy your soul. You know, when you don't feel good, it's really hard for you to think well. So what we're trying to do is establish a good foundation and then build off of that by removing all the things that are getting in your way, the subconscious beliefs, your fears that are keeping you moving through life. And aside from the work that you do, you're going to receive a weekly energy healing session around the themes and the thoughts of the week to ensure that you make the needed changes in the way that you want to see them and have them stick, actually stay in place.
Awesome. And one of the things we want to do right now is we're going to open up, if I can make this happen, we're going to open up the back end of the coaching rooms and show you what all you'll have access to and kind of let you see what the plan is. You know what you're getting into. I don't know about you, but I don't buy into a program that I don't know what I'm getting into. I don't know what the time commitment is. I don't know what the requirements are, because it has to fit into the rest of my life. And yes, it may mean some adjustments and I may need to, but I want to be able to plan that and be ready for it. So we're not the kind of people who want you to do this and then, you know, dump stuff on you that you weren't expecting. So I want to try and open this up in the background here. So let me see if StreamYard is going to be nice to me and let me open up the page to go with it. Oh dear, why did it not open the, it did a minute ago, and then Facebook shut me down, and now it's not letting me go back there. Let's see if I can open that from here. It will let me, it does, but it doesn't open up there. Well, this is not nice. StreamYard, please be nice to me.
Technology is great when it works.
Yeah, and there are days when it's
does this stuff to us.
Does this kind of stuff to you. And it was, yes, Facebook blocked me out this morning for some reason. It eventually let me back in. And I had this all set up and going before, and now it doesn't want to let me back in there again. Okay, well, we may have to do it without looking at the background.
Okay.
So what we were going to show you, you'll sign into the course. And the very first thing you'll do is you'll get an email setting you up, getting your password, getting everything in there. You go into the website, our naturalbioenergetics.ca website, into the Reclaim Your Life course area. It'll take you, you'll get a link to get in there. And inside there, you'll immediately be sent out an email with access to the welcome. There's a video to watch of Cheryl, and I will walk you through everything in there. There's an assignment to do. There's some homework to get started, sort of a baseline measurement of where you are, because we're going to repeat that baseline at the end and see how much change you've accomplished. And then 2 weeks later, because it takes, we're going to give you some time to work through that stuff and do all that. We don't want it, and to get your life organized and change your schedule. We know all that kind of stuff happens. And then from there, you'll start getting the weekly lesson dripped out to you. You'll get an email with a short video, generally 10 to 20 minutes, with an assignment for that week. And those are the background assignments that just help you identify stuff. So every week you'll get one of those. And then each week we have our live mentoring on Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock Central Time. Time zones will change throughout. And then on Thursdays, we have 2 of the energy medicine sessions, one with me, one with Cheryl, at 2 different times, so that no matter which time of day you have free, you can have access to one of them. They will be recorded and available inside the group, but it's really best if you attend that live. And of course, the coaching, you need to be live because you can't talk and ask questions and interact and, you know, all the good things that coaches require of you. But the energy medicine ones, we really want you on live so that we can work with you. You can watch the replays, and yes, the energy will be embedded in it. And yes, you will get the same benefit from doing those. But when you're on live, we can address your issue directly, as opposed to the issues of those who are present are the ones that are going to get the attention. And if you have the same issue, you'll get it. But if you had a different issue, if you were there, it would have been included. So be live if you can. Thursdays, we have an afternoon one and an evening one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, an afternoon one and an evening one. So hopefully one of the two you'll be able to attend. And each month has a focus. So let's go through the focuses here. I have no clue why this refuses to show the screen today, but oh well. When you get inside, you'll see it. It's lovely. We've got a great designer. On month one, we focus on I know who I am. So in that month, you're going to look at and work out what are the values that you want to have, not necessarily what were you trained with as a child, what did you grow up with, what were you told through your society, through your faith community, through your work, whatever, what were you told you needed to have, but really deep down inside, what are your values? Mm-hmm. and work that out. We're going to take stock of what your excuses are and all kinds of things, and you're going to begin building that structure of healthy habits that Cheryl mentioned there. So the first month is really figuring out who you are right now, taking stock, and who you really want to be, where you're going. What do you want to change in your life? Which of the values have not served you? Which of the goals you've set have not served you? Which of the things that you always dreamed you could do or want to do have been sidetracked and sidelined because of experiences and accidents and problems and who knows what in life? And now you have to realign yourself to something else. What do you want to realign yourself to? Where do you want to go? That's month one.
Month two is about putting where the rubber meets the road. And so in the first month, you're identifying the values that you have and the values that you want to create in your different relationships and situations. Month two is about creating your own future. How do you actually put those values into play so that they start showing up in your life? So you're going to learn things like value-based goal setting, and you're going to develop long-term and short-term goals in alignment with those values. You're also going to start the process of connecting with your body. So many of us in North America live up here and we feel disconnected to the rest of our body. And we don't even, it's amazing to me when I'm working with people, and I understand it because I was there myself. We're not connected in such a way that we know what's going on in our own insides. So you're going to learn the process of starting to understand intuitive eating, listening to what your body's actually saying, and then making adjustments to it. You're going to practice your new lifestyle pillars and begin to clean up chemicals in your home that are sapping your vitality. You know, we take in chemicals and they interfere with your body's processes. Well, we're going to help you identify what those chemicals are and give you alternatives to them for like cleaning products and stuff like that. And then the last thing you're going to do is enjoy the body relax meditation 10 minutes a day. It's like a mini vacation on a daily basis that helps you to just chill out and relax.
Awesome. Month 3 and 4, we're really just going to continue deepening that process. We're going to do more about intuitive eating. We're going to look at how your eating patterns are driven from your emotions and how all of those affect the 8 aspects of health. So we're going to kind of tear your life apart and figure out where all the spider webs have crept and dumped programming where it doesn't belong based on something else that's going on in your life. And so we're going to kind of clean up all those networks and webs and really help you see how what your belief system is sabotages your eating and your diets, but then feeds out into so many other areas of your life. And we want to not only identify those, but give you the skills emotionally, mentally, and consciously to change that.
Yeah.
And so much of it is about living in your head versus listening to your heart. And we need both. And did you know that they're really, really connected? Your heart actually sends out more electrical, like 4 times more electrical signals than your brain does. Your heart is where things originate. Your brain just implements what your heart tells it to. So it's that subconscious, intuitive level that we need to do the work at. And so we spend a lot of time in month 3 and 4 doing that. Right. And of course, part of that is then identifying all of the lifestyle addictions that we have. Now, whether that is food or shopping or wine or social media or whatever it is, we all have them. It's how we cope with life. And we're going to give you some tools and processes to cope better so that you don't need to do those anymore. We're big believers in, rather than going at the problem and trying to attack the problem. I mean, you can all tell me you've tried dieting to deal with that problem. You've tried, cutting down your wine consumption. You've tried cutting down your shopping, and it doesn't last for long because you're working from the symptom level. Well, working at the symptom level doesn't work. And so we come at it, rather than trying to remove the things you don't want, fill in the things you do want, and those will slowly push the things you don't want out of the way. Mm-hmm. As you become and feel and recognize what you do want and begin to do those things, the other things simply aren't needed anymore and can disappear. And so we're going to spend most of months 3 and 4 dealing with all that kind of stuff.
Month 5 is all about self-sabotage. So that's one thing that we're all familiar with if you do a diet, right? Do a diet, and next thing you know, everything that you've been told you can't eat is everything that you absolutely want. So that's just one of the ways that self-sabotage shows up in your life. But one of the reasons that we do that is because we have beliefs and habits that have gotten in the way. So what we're going to do is create emotional hygiene and energy balance using the tools that we're going to give you. You're going to recognize resonance. So everything resonates in the world, but you want to come into alignment and resonate with the things that are right and appropriate for you on a mental, emotional, spiritual, physical level. You're going to reprogram the tapes that run in your head with something called the belief system eliminator, or what I call the BS eliminator, that will get rid of false beliefs that you've had that have been driving your life and taking you in the wrong direction. Stress is also something that comes from outside of us. So for instance, electromagnetic fields will actually interfere with your body's processes and even with your thinking. So we're going to identify what that's doing to undermine you and things that you can do to address it and remediate it. We're also going to have a guest instructor who does laughter yoga. Laughter has been described as exercise for your internal organs, and it actually heals your bones and strengthens your soul, and can even, if you read any of Norman Cousins' work, it'll actually heal your heart from heart attack issues or cardiovascular issues. And then you're going to add a 4th concept around your identity, helping to identify who you are, who you want to show up as in your life.
And the last month, month 6, it's all about I become who I believe I am. And we're cementing that changes identity internally. So you really begin to radiate out from the inside who you are, and that makes the external change easy. When your inside radiates out what you want, those things that don't resonate with you anymore simply go away. Mm-hmm. They don't stick to you anymore, and you don't have an emotional charge with them. So your story and your drama just disappears. You don't need it anymore. Some of the tools that you'll learn at that level are neutrality and acceptance, and becoming the observer of what is rather than judging what isn't. Mm-hmm. So we'll also look at play. Most of us in North America, particularly, in some other cultures, it's much better, but most in North America simply do not know what play is or how it works or why you should do it. And it's yet a critical part of being able to function with healthy emotions. So we're going to look at that. We'll spend most of that month developing a plan for the rest of your life. So you'll really cement your structural 5 pillars and be sure that that is solid, that you can carry that on well and easily, and you've developed habits and processes that will serve you for the rest of your life. We'll also develop a plan to how to keep growing your identity matrix, how to keep becoming more of who you are. Now, I know we really haven't talked much in this program about it either, but in other times we talk about how what we thought we wanted 20 years ago, and we thought was our dream and our ideal, we look back now and go, oh, no, that isn't really what I wanted. That was still a product of my conditioning and my upbringing and my programming. And we deal with some of those, and then we, oh, here's another one. And you change who you want to be over time. There isn't this static goal of, I have to get to here and then I'm going to stay there. That's just another place to be stuck. You have to have the tools to be able to reimagine and become who you want to be at each new stage and each new level. It's kind of like hiking in the mountains. You think, oh, there's the mountaintop. And you get up there and you look and you see there's like 5 more to go. And rather than being discouraged that there's 5 more to go, it's what a wonderful opportunity to keep growing and being better and bigger and have more of a legacy and have more of an impact on the world and more of what we really want to share and to change the lives and ripple out to those around us. And so month 6 is all about setting that plan of how you're going to keep moving forward and not be stuck at the next level that you get to, because who you are and who you want to be will change at various stages in your life. I mean, if I had thought 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, when I left the nonprofit that I worked for, if I had thought, or if I had taken what I thought I wanted to be then into the forward now, I would not be doing what I'm doing or be where I am. And I'm quite sure I wouldn't be very happy. But it was enough to get me past the first barrier. Mm-hmm. And then I could start to grow and learn some other things and go, oh, what I really want is this. And then I got past some other barriers, and then I got it. And we keep moving. And opening a group coaching program was something I thought, oh, I'll never do that. I really love working one-on-one with clients. I really love the deep work that we can do in one-on-one. This kind of work works best in one-on-one. And then I discovered, well, not really. Yes, it works wonderfully in one-on-one, but it also works wonderfully in groups.
Yeah.
We started doing mentor groups with our students and implementing a bunch of this, and wow, that really works. And then we started implementing some of this in the classes, and of course it works. And we decided there's way more women out there who need this work that we can't see one-on-one, that we don't have time to see one-on-one, and they don't even know about us one-on-one. And a group program needs to happen. And so we've been spending at least 2 years putting this program together for people and doing it in small groups, working small groups through it, to know that it really, really works, and that we have kind of honed it down to the point where we're ready to open the doors to everybody who wants it, because we're pretty sure we can handle whoever shows up now. So if no matter what you think you've got going on in your life, don't be afraid. There is hope for you. If we can do it with what we've been through, you can do it. I don't care what you've been through. If my clients who have been through absolute hell can do it, you can do it. Yeah. So,
and there's a synergy to being in a group that you don't get when you're just working one-on-one. Absolutely. And the other cool thing that happens is that you'll probably develop some really cool friendships out of this from women who are going through the same things, experiencing it together. It just creates bonds that would never have existed otherwise.
And in our coaching program, we have a alumni group for ongoing support. So after you finish your 6 months, you can still be in the alumni group and stay connected to your friends and make new friends. And we want to build this into a community of women who really support each other and have the tools to keep doing the work to actually improve themselves, rather than just being in a Facebook group where everybody rants about the problems in their life and then everybody tries to encourage them, but nobody actually gives them tools to do something about it.
Right. So we want you to know that we are actually dedicated to helping you get results. We have practical, doable skills and understanding that are applied with energy medicine. And, you know, I'm not interested in woo-woo and fluffy programs that look good but don't do anything. The reason that we put this together is because we know it works. It works in our lives. These are tools and things that we do on a daily basis and that we use on ourselves and with our families and with our one-on-one clients. And we see the results in their lives. So you're not getting something that's mere theory. It actually works. So what are you waiting for? Push that enroll button now. And we hope to see you on the inside. we can't wait to help you walk through all the wonderful changes that's going to come into your life.
Awesome. And yes, push that enroll button. Join the program now. There are bonuses that you will only get by joining within the time period that it shows up on there for you. You get the bonuses, the full access to the classes, the 10 Keys workshop. And you'll notice when you go in there that we have actually discounted this program just for you. Sign up now and get that discounted process. Because of the pandemic, we realize some people are having extra expenses that they weren't used to having to deal with. And so we wanted to make it doable for everybody at this point. So please get that. And you've gotten to know us over the last few days. You know you need help getting to where you want to be in life. Now is when you start. If you don't start now, will you really be in a better position to start 6 months from now or a year from now? Unless you're taking steps to make that happen, you will be right where you are right now, in the same loops, in the same drama, in the same problem, trying hard and failing, trying this, trying that, and not really getting there. You'll be in the same place you are right now, only you will have suffered for another year or another 6 months. So today, make that commitment to transform your life, clean up all the programming, get rid of the malware, remove the viruses, and build the resilience that you require to thrive in your life. See us on the inside. We'd love to have you there. Make sure you join the Facebook group as well, because you'll get all the updates in there. But get started. You'll get your welcome package immediately. Let's talk soon. Don't hesitate to contact us. Go hit that enroll button now. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.